Welcome to Liquid Motion. My name is Guy Chomet. How can you get better looking underwater video? If you are getting videos that look like this, but what you really want is videos that look like that, this is today's topic on Liquid Motion. Regardless of the camera you are using, from GoPro to the notorious Red, if you want to get good results when filming underwater, you need to first work on the lighting. You can make more cinematic footage if you control the light. And underwater, more than ever, you need to work on the light to bring your story to life. In a typical studio lighting, like we set up here for this video, we have our key light, which is the main light that lit up the subject. Then we have the fill light on this side that reveals the details in the shadow part of the subject. Then comes the background light that lit up the negative space at the back. And then we put the hair light, which is really backlighting the subject to make it pop out of the background. Underwater, when shooting wildlife, you carry both the key and the fill light attached to the camera. Yes, two lights should be considered minimum. Then you use the ambient light as a background lighting, or even could become an air light if you place the subject against the sun while shooting from underneath. There are many underwater light options out there, so how to choose the right lights for your camera? Let's start with power and how bright the light should be. If you shoot in the tropics where ambient light is bright, you have to bring a substantial power to make an impact on the scene. The power or brightness of a light is expressed in lumens. I personally use 15,000 lumens light. Anything under 6,000 lumen will work for macro, but it's not going to do the job well enough in wide-angle filming. Lights are super expensive, so it is crucial to choose carefully. Then you can keep the same lights when you upgrade your camera. Because we use wide-angle lens and get close to the subject, the angle of the beam should be as wide as possible. The light I am using has a 160-degree beam, and this works very well. The color temperature of the light should be as high as possible. 6,000 degrees Kelvin is good. What would be good, really, would be an underwater light with adjustable color temperature that could go up to 13 or even 15 or 17,000 Kelvin. But we are not there yet. It is obvious that if you are shooting wide angle, it is impossible to lit the whole scene. So, to have a great picture, we need to blend the color temperature given by the artificial light on the foreground with the temperature of the ambient light in the background. And the only way to do that is to bring the artificial lighting to a higher temperature of color, so the foreground and the background mix better together. And this brings me to the next point: filters. It is good to have a way to install filters on your light to modify their color temperature. Some light comes with a filter thread or a clip-on filter. If not, then you'll have to make your own, just like I do for these slides. Batteries need to be user-changeable for two reasons. You may want to have spares so you can change the batteries and keep shooting without having to recharge the light. Also, the first thing that is going to fail on the light is probably the battery pack. Finally, I think the most important feature of an underwater light is burn time. Most of the underwater video lights out there give a running time of about 50 minutes at full power. This is not enough, considering that during the day I use my light mostly on full power. When I shoot wildlife, I want to put my light on at the beginning of the dive and turn them off at the deco stop. Having to turn the light on and off all the time to save power is not an efficient way to shoot wildlife. The animals react when the lights come up suddenly, and you may lose a shot. Which means I want my light to run at full power for over 2 hours, not 50 minutes, so I can do a 2-tank morning dive without worrying about my lights failing during the shoot. So here you go. If you want to get better results when shooting underwater, get some better lights and work them on every shot. If you want to know more about underwater filmmaking from scriptwriting to delivery, subscribe to the channel. If you like this video and you find it a good content, give it a thumb up. You can also sign up to the Liquid Motion online underwater filmmaker course, where I share everything I know about the whole process of making great underwater movies. If you have comments or questions, write them below. And if you have already subscribed, I will see you in the next video. And cut!